All right, last couple problems. This is in the putting it all together section on the last day of the notes, lesson 4. So here we're going to have lots of steps. Again, all of the little baby steps are easy. It's just really important to step through those little steps one at a time. So if you have power to a power, that's the first thing you need to do is bring in that exponent. And remember to bring in that exponent on every term. So I think that writing these arrows is really helpful. If you don't have an exponent, your exponent on the outside becomes the exponent. If you do have an exponent, you're multiplying. And then I would do that multiplication. So go ahead and do that little simplification. I'm going to leave the 2 to the negative third the way it is. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Now what's happening with this problem is that everything is in the wrong place. All of your exponents are negative, which means you need to switch every term. Everything on top needs to go to the bottom, and our term on the bottom needs to come to the top. And when we switch over the fraction line, we change the sign on the exponent. They become positive. And your last step is to do that 2 to the third. Put that in your calculator. 2 to the third is 8. And that's your final answer. I'm going to pause just for a second and we'll go through the next one. Again, when you have parentheses, the first thing you want to do is bring in that exponent, and it's going to become an exponent on all the terms. The most common thing to miss here is to miss putting that negative 2 on a number. So make sure you put the negative 2 on that 5. So a to the negative 2, and none of these have exponents. 5 to the negative 2, b to the negative 2. If they had exponents, we would multiply. Since they don't have exponents, the negative 2 becomes an exponent on everything. Now, since all of our exponents are negative, that means we need to switch. Sorry about the bell. We need to switch everything around. We need the a squared to come to the bottom. We need the 5 squared and the b squared to go to the top. And then everything has the right sign. All of our exponents are positive and on the correct side of the fraction. 5 squared is 25. If you have trouble remembering that rule, if you put 1 over 5 to the negative 2 into a calculator, it will give you 25. Just know that that is 25 over 1. That's 25 on the top. If you put 5 to the negative 2 in a calculator, it will give you the fraction, or it will give you the decimal that you can make into a fraction. All right, 2 more examples, and then you're off to practice. So here's a fraction problem like we did when we were doing the select all that apply. Remember, divide your bigs and subtract your littles. So 45 divided by 5 is 9, and that goes on top. And when we do this subtraction, we're going to put everything on top. Everything on top when we're subtracting. And then if it becomes negative, if anything's negative, we'll flip it to the bottom at the end. So negative 3 minus negative 7. And b squared minus 4. Negative, or minus a negative is positive, so negative 3 plus 7 is positive 4. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So if you're circling the term, you need to take to the other side of the fraction there. In the denominator, it's going to become a b squared. Done and done. Last example of the units. Group everything together. Put your like bases next to each other. So I'm going to put a to the fourth and a to the negative second next to each other. I'm going to put b to the negative fifth and b to the negative first next to each other. And then I'm going to go back and make sure I got all my pieces. 2, a to the fourth, a to the negative second, b to the fifth, b to the negative first. And then we have the same base and we're multiplying, we add. Same base and we're multiplying, we add. And since there's no fraction, this is all of this over 1. 4 plus negative 2 is positive 2. Negative 5 minus or plus negative 2 is negative 7. And our negative term needs to drop to the denominator. And when we drop it to the denominator, we switch the sign. Again, if you need to go back and watch a problem again, pause, rewind, go back and watch the problem again. I hope these videos have been helpful to you guys.